Welcome back to Western New York Living. I'm sure you've heard the saying, if life is a bowl of cherries, what am I doing in the pits? Well, one of our country's most beloved humorists, Erma Bombeck, coined that famous saying, and now you can catch the story behind America's favorite housewife turned columnist at Shea's 710 Theater. Joining me now to tell us more about Erma Bombeck at Wits End is the star of the show, Pam Sherman. Pam, thanks for being here.
I am so happy to be here and so excited about bringing this show to Buffalo audiences.
Yeah, this is, you're reprising the role, right? This has been sold out shows at other theaters.
Yes, the show was actually first produced at Jiva Theater Center, in my hometown of Rochester, New York. And then we started getting calls from theaters around the country. And I just got back from a 3-week sold-out run at the Denver Center for the Performing Arts. And as we were leaving, we got a call, would you be interested in coming and doing it at the Shea's 710, the intimate 710 Theater?
Yes.
And I said, sure, why not? I love playing this part.
Yeah, Erma Bombeck was a newspaper columnist. She described as a suburban home life from the 60s to the 90s.
Right.
Tell us about Erma Bombeck and what inspired you to play the character.
Well, she was the most prolific journalist, columnist of her time. She was in over 900 newspapers and wrote 13 books separate and apart from the 3 columns a week that she wrote for over 30 years. And she started from an ironing board in her Dayton home and then, made it all the way to Johnny Carson and Good Morning America. And what inspired me, I write a column for the USA Today Network and the Democrat and Chronicle in Rochester. And I don't think many women, and frankly columnists, and certainly humor columnists, wouldn't write the way they write without the work of Erma Bombeck. And she was an incredible person, too.
Yeah, trailblazer, right?
She really was a trailblazer. The surprise of the show is that as a conservative housewife, she also was an advocate for women's rights and the voices of women who didn't have a voice, and that was really important to her.
And did it in a funny way. You mentioned you're a columnist, along with being an actor, a lawyer, a leadership consultant.
Yes.
And I'm probably missing many other things here.
Well, my husband and family wouldn't say I cook very much, but
we don't have time.
No time.
Right.
No, I actually started my career as an attorney, and I left the law to become an actor, which is an odd career trajectory.
You wanted a pay raise,
right? There you go. I wanted a risk-free job, but instead, I went off on a journey as an actor, and then after moving to Rochester, New York, was tapped to write a column about life in suburbia, in a cornfield in Pittsford, New York. And about 10 years ago, I was asked to start coaching lawyers, helping them to share themselves and their presence. And that took me on a journey, frankly, around the world. I work with leaders from, I like to say, Cincinnati to Saudi Arabia, from Milwaukee to Morocco, and every place in between, helping leaders present themselves and their stories with passion. And that's really what Erma did, too. She told stories from her life that touched people's hearts.
Now, there are a lot of women watching and men watching who remember Erma Bombeck,
right.
But there are probably some who don't. And I want to know, who is this show for?
Well, everyone, I would say. So first of all, it's a really wonderful story with heart and love about being a dreamer. So that's at any age and any stage. I frankly am hoping that young people will want to know the stories of the past that helped to form who they are today. We couldn't have an Instagram, tagging you if we didn't have somebody cutting out an Erma Bombeck column and handing it to you in the past. But for sure, those who are fans of Erma Bombeck are going to love this. And I love to see men like you come to see the show, and it takes them back to their moms. And there's always somebody wiping a tear from their eye, some guy holding back and wiping a tear from his eye in the front row. And I just love him. I want to give him a big hug.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking my mom would cut out the articles, too.
There you go.
Yeah, so don't miss out on the story. One of America's favorite columnists. You can see Erma Bombeck at Wits End at Shea's 710 Theater on select dates November 5th through November 10th. You can purchase tickets by calling Ticketmaster 1-800-745-3000. You can also visit 710theater.org to purchase tickets and learn more information about the show. That's going to wrap up our show for this Saturday morning. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Remember, you can catch us each Saturday, 10 a.m. We bring you an entirely new show filled with great guests like Pam. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon.
Special consideration for today's show paid for by the following: